Wednesday, February 28th is also known as Pink Shirt Day. The purpose of Pink Shirt Day is to raise awareness about bullying and to stop bullying and to prevent people from being bullied. The reason why it's important to bring awareness for Pink Shirt Day because not only bullying hurts a lot in the disability community. And speaking of which, do you know that bullying affects more the major population known as the disability community? People with disabilities are often bullied by peers because they behave differently, unlike regular people. They have more eccentricities. And because kids with disabilities that some of them may be diagnosed with, like physical disabilities, developmental disabilities, emotional disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and sensory disabilities. If anyone's been diagnosed with these kind of disabilities, unfortunately, they get more risk of being bullied. So why Pink Shirt Day is very dear to me and truly why it's so important to me? Most kids with disabilities don't have any friends to hang out with as they're ostracized. Kids with disabilities are always been teased and become the easy target. It really breaks my heart when you see someone getting bullied for no reason. Pink Shirt Day shouldn't just be talked for one day, it should be talked every day. Do you know that bullying does not only happen in schools? Bullying can also be found in workforces, dysfunctional families, or in some public places. Bullying is awful. Standing up to bullying is the right thing to do. People shouldn't bully each other because they're different. Quoting from a children's book, we all sing with the same voice, the same song, the same voice. We all sing with the same voice and we sing in harmony. Even we are different, we are together and universally combined as one. The same song, the same voice. Stopping bullying in the disability community is very important to me. So what are some great ideas to help stop bullying? Here are some ways how you can put bullying to an end. Help kids be aware about what is bullying. You could motivate your kids to speak to an experienced older person if they see bullying or being bullied. The adult can comfort them and give them advice even if they can't figure out the problem. Be mindful of your surroundings, and it's very important to have boundaries and being safe all the time. Be helpful with the bully by showing some empathy and kindness to them. Keep the conversation going. Talking to your peers or anyone you feel you trust can help you become more confident, and most valuable lesson is you practice more compassion and empathy. Peers with experience can help guide kids very tough things in life when being bullied. It doesn't need to be a long conversation. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or half an hour is good enough. Whatever works for you. A conversation about stopping bullying or being more aware about it can help kids be more aware and more prepared on what else to come. Struggling on what to say, on what to bring the kind of conversation when it comes to bullying? Here are some ways you can have a head start at having that kind of conversation when it comes to bullying. Are you okay riding the school bus to school every day? What are you good at? What kind of things are you good at when it's by yourself? Did school go okay for you today? Or do you have friends to sit with you for lunch? It's important to have the conversation about bullying and be prepared on what to ask. Have these conversations to start off with these mindful questions like, do you ever see kids at your school being bullied by other kids? What does bullying mean to you? Do you know anyone who can support you and always look after you? Have you or your friends let other kids out on purpose? Do you think that was bullying? Why or why not? Or describe what the bully is like to you. And make sure you let your parents or caretakers know what you're doing so they can keep up to date with you on how you're doing. Attend some school events, check for updates on school website, read the class newsletters and school flyers, introduce yourself to the bus driver, meet with teachers, counselors after back to school day, and keep in contact with other kids' parents. Remember, Your school and your staff are there to protect you and to keep you always safe from harm. It's their responsibility to take care of you and every single student of theirs. Encourage kids to follow their dreams or passion they love to do. It's also a great opportunity for them to try out new things like joining in sports clubs or any kinds of clubs, games, or to make friends to be more confident on themselves. They can also protect each other or other people from being bullied. Model how to treat others with kindness and respect. Kids learn everything from every older adult's interactions. If you continue to show others with kindness, they can show people there is no place for bullying. If you feel like an outcast or out of place, always remember to be yourself and don't let anyone take advantage of you. We hear you and we see you. Oh, yeah, there's one more thing to keep in mind though. What about the bully, who bullies a lot of us? By looking at this picture, you can tell he's a bully, right? But what else do you know about him? We all know he is a bully, but is there anything else we know about that person? Are we allowed to judge him even though we don't know fully about him? An American classic novel that most of us know about said that in one of the quotes that says, "You are not to understand a person until you go from their point of view." It's absolutely true. What you may not realize is that sometimes the bully is the ones being bullied as a victim. It doesn't only happen to bullies, but it can happen to everyone too. Sometimes, when we're going through our insecurities, we lash out on others and project our problems onto them. Unfortunately, that's still not a good excuse to hurt somebody as they're not part of the problem. It's very awful. There are many reasons why boys are insecure about themselves, and why most of them are misunderstood in the public. These issues could be coming from like dysfunctional families, divorce, loneliness, child abandonment, or insecurities. These are the things that bullies might go through inside their minds. You know, we all make mistakes as part of being human. There are such things as second chances, and people can redeem themselves from stopping bullying once and for all. Here are some examples on how former bullies became allies or how mean people became allies in their own journey through redemption. It's never too late to change and make the world a better place. An acclaimed book by author R.J. Paliso, known as Wonder, tells the story of bully student Augie and his obstacle of overcoming bullying due to his facial condition he lives with. Even though the book's been praised by the public, it wasn't well phrased and got mixed reviews from the disability community. Believe that the book is more of an inspiration porn, making Augie a token character to feel good and worthy enough for those who are not disabled. They also believe the disability theme wasn't sympathetic enough and fall into the disability stereotype. However, when Wonder introduced to Augie's bully named Julian, who was supposed to be the main antagonist in the story, we were first introduced to the bully. But not everyone noticed that Julian, deep down, was dealing with some insecurities as the story progresses. Julian was not just a one dimensional character, he was more than just a bully. He was just a kid who was going through so many things. Sometimes, we thought we would know all about the villain, but there may be some surprises you may never encounter. At the climatic end of Wonder, Julian realized he became oblivious to himself that he was the enemy all along in his school, especially when he ridiculed Augie because of his difference. Ashamed of his actions, he decided to become a better person by spreading kindness and learning how to be nice to people. In Whitebird, it took place right after Wonder. Julian moved to a new school and met his grandmother, who was a Holocaust survivor. Julian's redemption storyline stretched out even further. That came from the inspiration of his grandmother's tale, as she shared a friendship between herself and a boy who has a physical disability. Julian's grandmother tried to teach Julian about the importance of kindness and why it matters still every day. She's teaching him why kindness is so important. Going back to what I said before about saying sometimes the villain that you may know may not be the villain all along. The Julian chapter takes a whole new perspective of Julian's character. You see more of his motivations, insecurities, and what kind of events that led him turn into a bully at the very first place. Still to this day, this is one of my favorite books growing up, and I want to thank my grade 5 teacher for introducing to me this book. It's an amazing story, but also very sad as well. Also, I love the Disney adaptation movie itself too. They did a really good job with the film with Josh Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb. Bullying is a recurring theme in Bridge to Terabithia. This tells the tale of the friendship between Jess and Leslie, who created a fantasy kingdom to brush away all the real life problems and to escape themselves from trouble. A genuine friendship is very powerful. Janice Avery is an 8th grade bully of Jess and Leslie. She's always headstrong, tough, hesitating, and always liked to tease little kids. But what most people didn't know about Janice is she's also an insecure and scared kid. She had a lot of problems she's secretly dealing with. Her toughness was her way to get out of her problems, but it got any worse. Her bullying came from her abusive father who constantly bullied her and neglected her every single day. With the help of Leslie, when she heard Janice crying in the bathroom, she decided to help her and encourage her to pretend nothing ever happened. Janice felt encouraged by Leslie's help. Ever since, she never bullied anyone and become more of an outsider and so-called friend too. Janice is slowly getting her own redemption when she saw Jess fighting with someone and kind of comforted him to feel better by saying hello to him. Rephrasing it again from the beginning, you never to understand a person until you go from their point of view. Treat others with respect. Thank you everyone for watching my Pink Shirt Day video. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, stay safe, and have a great week, everybody.
Oh, mamma mia, tutto trovato. Hey, it's okay. Don't cry. Here, you like it? It's a mini Mario.